Okay, I I'm happy to see here everyone who is watching this video. This is my Linux system and I just want to show you why I am using the window manager called dvm. What you see here is the desktop after starting up my machine. On the left corner, top left corner, you see the number of texts. Basically you can think virtual screens. And here, a little bit of statistics of what is going on currently. You see the highest CPU is currently used by Heroes 4, which is a game. I'm running it with Wine now, and ffmpeg, which is the video recording that basically the one that is making the video for you right now, the screen capture. So, and pulseaudio is also because I'm using the microphone. Highest memory, you see that R2, which is a reverse engineering thing, like it's like IDA or Ghidra and those hacking stuff. I'm currently looking if I can make ROM total run better, so I'm currently reversing its code, and I made quite big queries, like search for all the strings here and there, make a big map of this and that, so it quite uses up around 900 megabytes of memory. And you can see here my basic stats of the machine that I have 1.3 gigabytes at maximum, and of course some swap space, but and now currently 100% CPU usage because a lot of things I am running. Usually my memory usage is around 100 and 150 megabytes when the machine is completely empty, but everything is running now. Okay, so what is dvm, the window manager I'm using on Linux? Of course this is a Linux machine, you can see it. dvm is a tiling window manager. It means that if you start a program, I can with the hotkey start terminal because that's the fastest. Windows Shift Enter, and just a little bit of waiting time because of this lot of applications running, and I get a terminal. Now what I'm opening, like 10 or something like that. Okay, this is how it opens. Sorry, this is how it opens without anything changed by me. Here you can see a stack, like a stack of applications, basically that are not in the foreground, and you can see one that is in the foreground. Another very nice feature is by moving the mouse, like hovering the mouse over the window, it automatically selects it. You don't need to click it. For example, I can write like this, you see? If I want this long text here in the middle, I can just press Windows Enter, like Alt Enter, but Windows Enter. If I want to close, like the two that doesn't have any text in it now, I just say Windows Shift C, like Shift is just modifying, and C is close, you see? To exit the whole system, I just press Windows Shift Q, but I'm not pressing that because then the video will be not completed. So, but that's very handy for just shutting off the system, shutting off very fast. In any ways, what a tiling window manager is that the windows are not on top of each other, but they are tiled. They are like how the tiles are on the floor. This just separate the space of your desktop evenly, or not evenly, but in any ways. So this is called the stack of applications, and this is the mainly chosen one. But these are not just like this. These are two areas. For example, if I press Windows I, like increment, I can increment the number of applications on the left. You see? Like I want more to be below each other, but more wide. I can also press Windows decrement, so more are on the smaller stack. Basically, you have two stacks. This is not really seem to be handy so much because people either like this or not. I can copy things like here very easily. Also for, but that's a Linux thing generally. You just need to select something and press the middle button and it's copied. Of course, you can use Ctrl C, Ctrl V, but it's not necessary, and that's a separate, like that's a completely separate clipboard. So you have two clipboards, even without installing any kind of window like clipboard manager. Anyways, what increment and decrement is really for is only when you have two applications on one screen. You basically can choose if you want a vertical or a horizontal division. So I find this one to be better for two terminals because, for example, std south, things tend to be more bigger in the width than in the other directions. So in this way this is not readable, in this way this is readable, and I can like start a small C++ application or something, and oh, it's already here. What the hell? Anyways, and see the man pages in the top and stuff like that if you want. No, sorry. So this is one way to use the system, and this is why the window manager is called tiling. DVM, the dynamic window manager from Suckless Tools. This is what I'm using. I'm using it because it's very simple. There is basically smaller than 2000 lines of ANSI C source code for it, and no configuration files, nothing. You need to configure by by changing the source code, but it's very simple. So because of all of these, it's very small, very much comprehensible, hackable, and you can have a whole idea of what's going on. While, and this is really a key for me, the whole system is basically using for windowing only 3 or 5 megabytes of memory. So everything else, when I start the machine and I say it's like 100 megabytes it's using, it's MIDI fonts that I'm loading, because sometimes I play games that need MIDI, and I just want the best MIDI fonts that I have found on the internet and stuff like that, or services like web servers and stuff for development. But otherwise, the windowing system is eating like less than 10 megabytes in the worst case, but usually less than 3 or 5. This is very powerful. But there is one thing I am using this very much for. Okay, I'm exiting this. I also use dmenu, which is like I press Windows P and I can search things here. gltron I have. Yeah, great. And I just enter what I want to start, and it will start. How great! And despite the system is very much used up for its resources, these have started very fast. Very nice. How I am using this. Okay, very nice. And the Windows Shift C and it's exited. So, okay, but what if you don't like these tiling things, that you basically have many tiles for a system, like an upper tile and a lower tile, or a whole stack like you have seen. It's fine, but maybe you have seen that I was clicking on this number 3, and this is how I actually use the system. Sorry. I have these tags, and these are like virtual desktops. Okay, the browser was having a lot of tabs open, so it was having some time for starting up. But as you can see, how I am really using this DVM window manager is that I have like at most 9 applications running, and all of them running full screen. Like there are no overlapping windows. If I want to copy something from Gmail, yeah, okay, just click somewhere. And I don't know. I just open a new terminal and want to save that stuff of mine. Look. And it's here. So I'm not moving windows on top of each other, but I change between these whole full screen applications. That's how I am that's how I am running this machine. So I used to tend to put a web browser on the tag number 2. These are called tags here in the top left corner. Like virtual screens in some Linux terminology, but tags are much more powerful. For example, we can look at both of the things, and we can move things between these. And also I can choose to show multiple texts at the same time on the same desktop, like it will be tiled. Anyways, the most powerful way for productivity is to have full screen applications, nothing that can make your eyes look at the corner of the screen because someone is messaging you on Skype or something like that. But full screen applications, I used to tend to put like development things and the terminal or coding on the number tag 4 and the browser on number tag 2. So if you want to like search for something on Stack Overflow or prog.u or Pages, you basically, or just Facebook a little bit, you go to the tag number 2, then go back and work. And this, how you see my machine is like now completely overstressed because rather to this application I'm showing right now is making some scripts in the background that's eating whole lot of memory now. So yeah, I'm disassembling Rome total exe, which is a Windows application. Yeah, you can do it on Linux. Anyways, yeah, and the video recording is going on here. I don't know what is the Heroes of Might and Magic. Oh, and I am running a game. Oh, this is a little bit. This is a little bit now lagging. I guess because of the screen record. Yeah, I just want to exit this because it was running very nicely before screen recording, but don't push the machine over its limit. Oh, you can see the load is already at 4.3 and 4.1. So I just wanted to show that you can play games like in the background and stuff like that, but maybe not with a Radar 2 and big kind of reverse engineering scripts in the background. Also, the browser is having like tons of tabs open and stuff. So let's just close this. Very nice. Oh, very nice. And the load is already 3, and most of it is going for ffmpeg, which I really can understand. So usually, if you are not overly beating the machine, this is really this is just awesome. And I'm going to end the video. I think you cannot achieve the same with a Windows machine, not even with older Windows operating systems now, because you basically you know, things will get just slowed down, and the browser with like a ton of tabs open and playing a game, having rather to analyzing source code, like binary source code, and disassembling it and stuff like that in the background. And actually that's the most higher stuff that I'm using right now, but just I don't want to close it for this video because that's what I'm working on now. But you see, it's pretty fast. And if I'm just using a links to web browser, like instead of the graphical Palmoon is very nice though. it's pretty usable, you see. Okay, it's very nice. So I doubt you can do the very same amount of work so nicely with Windows or even with Linux, for example, with the Unity window manager that comes with Ubuntu. This is Ubuntu too. Like this is also an Ubuntu operating system, but I kind of made it less resource hungry by using DVM, and that's the key. I really love this window manager, and I love this concept of having text. Oh, and one more thing, you don't need to click on these. You can just have the hotkey like Windows and the number of the tag, like Windows 1, Windows 9, Windows 9, Windows 5, and you jump right to the application at full screen, nothing is in your way, and full productivity. I just like applications full screen all the time, and if I change between them, I change these text that I chose. I just want to go to the web browser, yeah, and search for something. Yeah. Google, I don't know, stop screen record, and search for it. Very nice. Okay, Reddit. I think this will work. And you can read Reddit here too. You don't need a graphical web browser. It's lightning fast, very good. So usually I don't even have a vertical split like this, just full screen applications. Full screen application for connecting to the internet, managing Wi-Fi networks, full screen for coding and reverse engineering or anything for work, full screen for, I don't know, for terminal that runs things in the background, full screen for games, full screen for the, oh, this is a text that I'm writing for my blog. And yeah, this was just temporary, so I'm closing it. And that's very nice. Full screen, full screen, full screen. You don't need to click on anything. You just use the keyboard. I barely even use the mouse, and it's very fast. Ooh! I just keep the Windows button down and cycle with the numbers as I want it. If I want something on another virtual desktop or tag, I can say Windows Shift 9 and it goes to the tag number 9. Very productive. And if you don't even want that very small top bar that tells you the time, the Debian version, the tag numbers, and which tags have applications on it, you can even hide it with Windows B. And completely full screen, just like in the olden times of computing. That's very nice, I think. So that's how I'm using my machine. That's why I am using DVM. I always wanted a window manager that basically lets I use my applications always full screen and chose between them. This is how I'm using DVM. It's very good for this. And this is the purpose that I was always dreaming for. Thanks for watching. I'm sure the video had boring parts. It's completely uncut. Maybe you are interested in some parts, maybe you are not. So tell me what you have think about it. And that's right. I think it's very nice from a machine. Once again, I need to tell you, it's 1.6 gigahertz. I can even show you CPU info. No, LSHV. Minus look. List the hardware capabilities. 32 bits, 1.6 gigahertz, 32 bits. It has SSA, SSA2 and stuff like that. Intel Celeron M CPU, 1.6 gigahertz. Intel Celeron M 420. It's a machine from 2007. Also the video card, it's AMD, 32 bits, 66 megahertz, and it shares memory with the main system. So it's a mobility radeon to 200M. Actually, it's DirectX 9 compatible video card. Very nice for the time, but it's it's not for gaming at these days. Although I like retro gaming, like not from the 90s and 80s. Not only that, sometimes I also like that. But like Heroes 4 completely runs fine with it. Rome to Tower and even Mountain Blade Warband and stuff like that. ON Nexus, the Jupiter Incidents, really cool game made by Hungarian development studio. I I don't want to mix up the names, so I'm not telling it, but you can look it up. It's awesome game. So there are even games for it, and they are pretty much working with Wine. So completely usable machine for web browsing. Awesome for programming. Awesome, and for everyday tasks. It's still pretty awesome, and it's 12 years old. Like it's 2007 machine. It was a mid-level laptop in that time. I can't stress this. Make something similar with Windows. I will be I will love if you are able to do so. So if you are having an old machine, consider having Linux and the DVM window manager. But not only if you have an old machine. I pretty much use this for everyday work. Wherever I work at companies who gave me work machines too, just because it's productive to have something on full screen, look, and I can work. Awesome. Thanks for watching. And yeah, goodbye. I think I'm stopping the video here. Goodbye.